Gideon defeats the Midianites. Judges 7. Early in the morning, Jerubbaal, Gideon, and all his men camped at the spring of Harod. The camp of Midian was north of them in the valley near the hill of Moreh. The Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many men, I cannot deliver Midian into their hand, or Israel would boast against me. My own strength has saved me. Now announce to the army, anyone who trembles with fear may turn back beneath Mount Gideon, Gilead." So 22,000 men left, while 10,000 remained. But the Lord said to Gideon, "There are still too many men. Take them down to the water, and I'll thin them out for you there. If I say this one shall go with you, then he shall go. But if I say this one shall not go with you, then they shall not go." So Gideon took the men down to the water. There, Lord told him, "Separate those who leap the water with their tongues, so as a dog leaps from those who kneel down to drink." 300 of them drank from cupped hands, lapping like dogs, and the rest got down on their knees to drink. The Lord said to Gideon, "With the 300 men that lapped, I will save you and give the Midianites into your hands. Let the others go home." So Gideon sent the rest of the Israelites home, but kept the 300 who took over the provisions and trumpet fodders. Now the camp of Midian lay below him in the valley. During that night the Lord said to Gideon, "Get up, go down against the camp, because I'm going to give it into your hands." If you're afraid to attack, go down to the camp with your servant Purah and listen to what they're saying. Afterward you will be encouraged to attack the camp. So he and Purah his servant went down to the outposts of the camp. The Midian, the Amalekites, and all other eastern peoples had settled in the valley. Thick as locusts, their camels could not be counted more than the sun. No more be counted. Their camels could no more be counted than the sand on the seashore. Gideon arrived just as a man was telling a friend his dream. What was the dream? "I had a dream," he was saying. "A round loaf of barley bread came tumbling into the Midianite camp. He struck the tent with such force that the tent overturned and collapsed. His friend responded, that this can be nothing other than the sword of Gideon, son of Joash, the Israelite. God has given the Midianites and the whole camp into his hands." When Gideon heard his dream and its interpretation, he bowed down and worshipped. He returned to the camp, withered and called out, "Get up, the Lord has given Midianite camp into your hands." Dividing the 100 men into 3 companies, he placed trumpets and empty jars in the hands of all of them, with torches inside. "Watch me," he told them. "Follow my lead. When I get to the edge of the camp, do exactly as I do. When I and all who are with me blow our trumpets, then from all around the camp blow yours and shout for the Lord and for Gideon." And Gideon and the 100 men with him reached the edge of the camp at the beginning of the middle watch, just after they had changed the guard. They blew their trumpets and broke the jars that were in their hands. 3 companies blew the trumpets and smashed the jars, casting the torches in their left hands, and holding in their right hands the trumpets they were to blow. They shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." How each man held his position around the camp, all the Midianites ran, crying out as they fled. When the 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused all men throughout the camp to turn on each other in the swords. The army fled to Beth Shittah towards Zererach, as far far as the border of Abo Mecheloach near Tabach. Israelites from Naphtali, Asher, and Manasseh were called out, and they pursued the Midianites. Gideon sent messengers throughout the hill country of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites, and seize the water of the Jordan ahead of them as far as Bet Barach." When the fuck do we start, man? What the fuck do we start? Okay, wait, give me. I have to move this to the mental map. So 11:30 I start, 10:30 I have to leave, 10:35, let's say 10:40. 10:35, for example, I have to leave the house. Like 10:10. 4:10. For 6 hours. 3 times for 7, I'm not going 7. So 6:30 maybe, so... okay. As far as the border of Abo Mecholoch near Tabat, Israelites from Naphtali, Asher and Manasseh were called out, and they pursued the Midianites. Gideon sent messengers throughout the hill country of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites and seize the waters of the Jordan ahead of them as far as Bet Barach." So the men of Ephraim were called out, and they seized the waters of the Jordan as far as Bet Barach. They also captured the two Midianite leaders, Oreb and Zeb. They killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb, and Zeb at the winepress of Zeb. They pursued the Midianites and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon, who was by the Jordan. That's kinda grim. Now the Ephraimites asked Gideon, "Why have you treated us like this? Why didn't you call us when you wanted to fight Midian?" And they challenged him vigorously, but he answered them, What have I accomplished compared to you? Aren't the gainings of Ephraim's graves better than the full grave harvest of Abiezer? God gave Oreb and Zeb, the Midianite leaders, in your hands. What was I able to do compared to you? And this time resentment against him subsided. Gideon and his 300 men, exhausted yet keeping up the pursuit, came to the Jordan and crossed it. He said to the men of Sukkot, Give my troops fuck. Keeping up the pursuit, came to the Jordan and crossed it. He said to the men of Sukkot, Give my troops some bread. They were worn down to them, still pursuing Zebah and Zalmunna, the kings of Midian. But the officials of Sukkot said, Do you already have the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna in your possession? Why should you give bread to your troops? Then Gideon replied, Just for that, when the Lord has given Zebah and Zalmunna into my hand, I'll tear flesh and desert thorns and barriers with desert thorns and barriers. From there he went up to Peniel. He made the same request for them, but they answered as the men of Sukkot's had. So he said to the men of Peniel, When I return to Purim, I will tear down this tower. Now Zebah and Zalmunna were in Karkor with a force of about 15,000 men. Although there were left of the armies of the eastern peoples, 120,000 swordsmen had fallen. Gideon went up by the route of the nomads east of Nobach and attacked the unsuspecting army. Zabach and Zalmunna, the two kings of Midian, fled, but he pursued them and captured them, routing their entire army. Gideon, son of Joash, then returned from battle by the Pass of Heroes. He called the young man of Sukoch and questioned him, and the young man wrote down for him the names of the 77 officials of Sukoch, the elders of the town. Then Gideon came and said to the men of Sukoch, "Here are Zebach and Zalmunna, about whom you taunted me by saying, 'Do you already have the hands of Zebach and Zalmunna in your possession? Why should we give bread to your exhausted men?' He took the elders of the town and told the men of Sukoch, unless by punishing them with desert thorns and briars. He also pulled down the tower of Panel and killed the men of the town. Then he asked Zebach and Zalmunna, 'What kind of men did you kill at Tabor?' 'Men like you,' they answered, 'each one with the bearing of a prince.' Gideon replied, 'Those are my brothers, the sons of my own mother. As surely as the Lord lives, if you had spared their lives, I would not kill you.' Turning to Jeter, his elder son, he said, 'Kill them.' But Jeter did not draw his sword because he was only a boy and was afraid. Zebach and Zalmunna said, 'Come, do it yourself. As is the man, so is his strength.' So Gideon stepped forward and killed them, and took the ornament of their camels' necks. Gideon's ephod. The Israelites said to Gideon, 'Rule over us, you, your son, and your grandson.' The gladiator said, 'Yes, in the land of Midian.' But Gideon told them, 'I will not rule over you, nor will my son rule over you. The Lord will rule over you.' And he said, 'I do have one request, that each of you gave me a ring from your share of the plunder.' It was a custom of his Ishmaelites to wear gold earrings. They answered, 'We'll be glad to give them.' So they spread out the garment, and each of them threw a ring from his plunder onto it. The weight of the gold ring he asked for came to 1,700 shekels, not counting the ornaments. The pendants and the purple garments worn by the kings of Midian, or the chains that were on their camels' necks. Gideon made the gold into an ephod, which he placed in Ophrah, his town. All Israel prostituted themselves by worshipping it there, and it became a snare to Gideon and his family. What is ephod? The fuck? Ephod meaning. Okay, respect. Which he placed in Ophrah. His town always proceeded so. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Proceeded which he placed Okay, Gideon made the goat into an ephod, which he placed in the offer his town. All Israel prostituted themselves by worshipping it there, and it became a snare to Gideon and his family. Gideon said, "Thus Midian was subdued before the Israelites and did not raise its head again. During Gideon's lifetime, the land had peace 40 years. Jerubbaal, son of Joash, went back home to live. He had 70 sons of his own, for he had many wives. His concubine who lived in Shechem also bore him a son, whom he named Abimelech. Gideon, son of Joash, died at a good old age, and was buried in the tomb of his father Joash in the offer of the Abiezerites. Not soon had Gideon died. Then Israel again prostrated themselves to the Baals. They did the Baal buried as their god, and did not remember the Lord their God, who had rescued them from the lands of all their enemies on every side. They also failed to show any loyalty to the family of Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, in spite of all the good things he had done for them. Okay. How long is this shit? Oh, a bit too long. It's gonna be shorter video, but I'm very tired right now. We ended Judges 9 today. GG.